Welcome to The Right Question. I'm Daphne Gray Grant, and today my topic is copywriting. I have a question from Lynn Bryant, who's from Los Gatos, California. Here's what she's asked.
I had a question about copywriting. I'm creating some content and a website for myself, and all the research I read and other people I talk to tell me that I need excellent copywriting. Maybe I should even hire a copywriter. And I think of copywriting as sales on paper, but I'm wondering, in your experience as a professional writer and working with other writers, how do you define copywriting? And do you have any guidelines or tips to help me with good copywriting while being sincere and not too salesy?
Thanks for your video, Lynn. You've asked such an interesting question. Let me try to answer it by way of analogy. If you asked me what a doctor did, I'd say their job was to help people stay healthy and to give knowledgeable support to those who were sick. That's true, but it doesn't get into the finer points of what they do. Nor does it recognize that there's some very specialized doctor jobs. For example, cardiologists who look after people's hearts, or oncologists who deal with cancer, or psychiatrists who deal with mental health. Similarly, copywriters are writers who produce websites, emails, brochures, catalogs, and other materials. Some specialize in only one of those categories, while others are more multifaceted. But be aware there's no mandatory accreditation process, unlike for doctors, so you won't know if the person you're hiring is even qualified to do the job. Worse, you'll have an even smaller idea about whether they'll be any good. All that aside, I'm guessing the real question you're asking me is whether you should hire a copywriter for your own website or whether perhaps you could do the job yourself. Here's what I can tell you. A copywriter is going to charge you a minimum of $50 an hour, and if they have a track record, more than that. Perhaps a lot more than that if they're significantly experienced, in the range of $200 to $500 an hour. That said, they're more likely to charge you a flat rate, in part so that the hourly charge is hidden. I know that starting a website can be expensive, so instead of spending your money on copywriting, I suggest you spend it on SEO, also known as search engine optimization. That's a job requiring someone with a great deal of technical expertise. And if you find a good SEO person, their work for you can pay off in spades. Below, I'm including a link to an entrepreneur blog post giving advice on how to find such a person. Good SEO means that people who search for your content area in Google will be taken to your site. Good SEO will lead to your site having more visitors each month. Good SEO will lead to increased sales. Good copywriting might help your website, but I'm guessing you can probably do it yourself. But you can't teach yourself SEO unless you have a natural bent for computers and plenty of time to learn. I give you this advice while being mindful that you don't want your site to sound too salesy. My own inclinations run that way too. This is another good reason to do your own copywriting. That way you'll have 100% control over how salesy or non-salesy your site sounds. I think when something important is at stake, we're wise to look to hiring experts to help us. But in the case of your new website, make sure you focus on the right kind of expert. To my mind, that's not a copywriter, it's an SEO person. Finally, let me wrap up with a quote from Adam Audette, head of global SEO at the performance marketing agency Merkle. Today, it's not about get the traffic, it's about get the targeted and relevant traffic. Thanks for the question, Lynn. If you want to get targeted and relevant traffic for your website, I think your best bet is to hire an SEO expert and do the copywriting yourself.